bless our offering with love and hope. So that's a good time to come up here. Um, and then I'm gonna. Well, wait. Don't come all the way up yet. Why don't you kind of come and like kind of be at the flower table?
Okay.
Because I'm gonna do a like overview of what's gonna happen, and
Okay,
then
gotcha.
Rachel's gonna do the first set of volunteers, which is people involved in worship. And so then you guys can just kind of be there, and if people are having a problem with the flowers to come together, and they'll be getting purple flowers.
Okay.
On that corner. And then this year we're actually asking people to remain at the chancel or to sit in the front pew if they don't want to stand for the whole time. Because Rachel said last year if someone's involved in every area of the church, it's like, oh,
it's a lot of back and
and
forth
then
thing.
they don't
Yeah.
really want to get it. So she's like, let's just keep them down here. And then by the end, there will be some people who are sitting in the pews, but then I'm going to invite everybody to come to the flower. So then after that happens, when they get their worship flowers, then who's next? Then Roy, you're next.
Yep.
And I said that you were going to do it with Hans, but Hans actually can't be here today because Isla has a dance thing. So you'll come up here, and Rachel's going to go down there, and you have your entire script right here.
Yep. Okay.
And then Marissa, you're next.
Okay.
So then Roy will go down, and you'll come up here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I think Michael's gonna be here today, but if for any reason Michael doesn't show up, since you're already up here, you could just turn the page into Michael's.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And then
Do you want us to take flowers as we're doing things? As board members? Or no? I feel like it makes it hard to pass things out, and
no,
that like.
you don't need.
Okay. Last year you told us to take flowers as we were going. I want to make sure I'm following instructions.
Okay, maybe not, because it's kind of like the board's giving
Yeah.
the congregation volunteers flowers. So, you know, we do the thing where we pass flowers later in the worship service, so you will get some flowers. And you can register your displeasure later if you don't get the flowers you want.
I can go out and buy my own flowers.
So does that make sense? And then there's a clear kind of ending because I say something about the role of the board of trustees, and then that's kind of will be your cue to then go be seated. Yeah, just okay. Thank you. And here's the mic. Do you each want to just remember how to speak into it?
How hot is our
As
mic
long as
today?
it's
How hot is our mic
I think we're
today?
at
Not
similar
terribly
height,
hot.
Right? So yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Okay,
fine.
good.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to get real into it, and
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have to. So I wanted to see what.
And just be
its
careful because
sensitivity
sometimes, like if you knock it, which I inevitably do, it just makes that sound. So if you cannot do that, but it's also fine because we're a church.
Yep. So
Okay.
I think just my cues were for the chalice lighting, something light in the world, and then shortly after that is me.
Yeah.
And then after the offering, Rachel will come up. I'll be up here.
Yeah.
After Rachel's part, then we'll switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after your part, Marissa comes up.
Yep. And so we just
All right.
said it's.
Yeah, Rachel will be here.
Yeah.
And then the page just gets turned.
Yeah. I just want to make sure it's that thing, and that's after our response to the offering and our setting intention. Okay. And I'll be close to the front anyway, and I'll make sure I can sneak out easily.
Okay.
But then we start there. Actually, no, we should have Roy's page up.
The chalice.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And, I'll look at the
The
flower
Gabrielino
part. I'll
tongue,
do
the
with
band of
Hans.
Mission Indian people is always the thing people. Unseated, yeah, this guy. It's a lot of consonants.
I
So
know.
just be prepared.
I always have to sound it out for myself. To Gabrielino.
Yeah, no, it's.
See, and then I'll rehearse, and then I'll mess it up when I actually come up.
Yep, no, 'cause that's how it goes.
Gabrielino.
Gabrielino.
Tongva, right?
But yeah, that one's pretty
Yeah.
easy comparatively. Gabrielino.
Yeah, I prefer that versus Englishy.
Yeah.
Do they have our names for the
Yeah.
flower parts?
So that's Roy and maybe Hans. Oh, but maybe not Hans. It's
Yeah.
like. And then, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure there aren't any funky words in here,
Yeah.
while also letting you figure out if there are funky words.
Oh yeah. No, I was just gonna try to remember to when I'm done reading my part, then flip the page
Oh,
for you.
thank you. But I mean, she did make it nice and easy to like turn to this section, which is awesome. Yeah, this will be fine.
Yeah. Always like this one. Thanking everyone.
Yeah, it's nice. Gratitude should be part of just
Yeah.
everything here.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, ooh. Hello. Hey, hey. Some of.
I know. They better cross that out. Oh. Oh, I'm supposed to say. Oh, where am I? Oh, I see. Ha ha! You are not pretty enough to stay in the garden. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Fine the best. You could put it in the middle. Let's put it in the middle. I think you should do like a little. Now, Dave, we are passing the mic, right? But if we meet for Rose, maybe. Yeah. You better just cross out daisies and write lilies.
So. Oh, and Hans won't be able to make it. I think he's going to.
Do we have him covered else in?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were going to do this, but I'll be doing this whole part
okay.
now.
All right. There's me.
And yeah,
Okay.
so this is your
I'm going to
script.
take a quick flick.
Yeah,
and then I'll study it for a moment.
I know. I just try to look too. Marissa had a good point. Like, yeah, in case there's any words in there that you might want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Roy.
No problem.
Thanks.
Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. Come in where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the long-timers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. All of you can find a home here at Throop, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the heart of our homes. We're so glad to welcome our friends who are joining us on live stream today. Today is our annual Unitarian Universalist flower ceremony and volunteer appreciation. This is a chance for your board of trustees and me to offer our heartfelt thanks to all of you that do so much during the course of the year to support our Throop community life. And we also are celebrating Pride Month, the whole month of June. I got a magical unicorn tail on the pulpit in honor of Pride, and I'm so thankful to Rachel, who came in this week and did this beautiful chancel and altar art for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We especially invite everyone to join us the weekend of June 21st through 23rd. We have quite a few of Pride-related events, and I'm also here to tell you that on Friday night, June 21st, we are going to have a big gay karaoke dance spectacular. Dun, 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 dun. And it's being organized by our queer affinity group and their allies, and we hope you'll all come. I think the timing is from around 6 to 9 or 10 o'clock on Friday, June 21st. And next Sunday is our annual congregational meeting. It'll be held after the church service. There'll be a way for people to join us online for that as well as in person. And members in good standing will receive your annual meeting packet by email this week. Thank you, Hillary, for all the work you've done in putting it together. I've seen it. It looks beautiful. I cannot wait for you all to enjoy it. If you're new to Throop, we'd love to stay in touch. You can fill out one of the info cards that's in the pew in front of you and hand it into an usher a little bit later in worship. Let's all take a breath. We have landed here on the first Sunday of June. It's good to be together. And each Sunday, we are reminded that each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Morning. Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with love, compassion, and justice. Within the heart of the flower, we experience a fountain of beauty. Within the heart of this community, we feel a fire that warms and dances. Within the heart of each of us dwells a spark of the spirit of life. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. We light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
And we sing together our opening hymn for the beauty of the earth. It's number 21 in that great hymnal. And I invite you all to rise and sing together as body and spirit allow. Number 21. Turn to your neighbor and welcome them into worship today. And each week we voice our commitment to care and tend to that beautiful earth that holds us so well. And we say our true promise to our planet, and the words to that are in the order of worship. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. And today's responsive reading comes from Christine Dance, and the congregation's response is, "May we be renewed by the cycle of life and love." Let's try that together. May we be renewed by the cycle of life and love. Our lives are like flowers. Just as we gather flowers to grace our homes, we collect beautiful moments, beautiful joys, delightful experiences, laughter, and smiles. May we celebrate the beauty in our lives. May we be renewed by the cycle of life and love. Most flowers fall off of their branches at the end of the season. It's inevitable that they die. And so it is with our own lives. There are times that our flowers wilt and die. We create space for all the sorrows in our lives, the challenges, the disappointments, the sadnesses, the struggles. We make space to mourn and cry and hope that the flowers will once again bloom. May we be renewed by the cycle of life and love. In certain seasons, we wait for the flowers to return, the liminal space in between. We hope that they'll return to their full beauty. And in all the seasons of our lives, we rely on the strengths of our community, of our faith, and we hold confidence that we are all part of the cycle of life and love that continues. May we be renewed by the cycle of life and love. And today, our Throop players share a story with us, a bit about the cycle of life and love and the beauty of all the differences among us. It's called "The Best Flowers in the Garden."
All of the flowers in the garden wanted to know which flower was best. The roses said,
"We are the best because we were the first flowers to bloom in spring."
The lilies said,
"Oh no, we are the best because we have pretty flowers all summer long."
The big little mums said,
"Don't be silly. We are the best because we are the last flowers to bloom in the autumn."
Each flower argued that they were the best. But when people came to see the garden, they stopped. All the flowers were quiet and looked very proud, so people would say that they were the best. One day, the gardener came into the garden. The roses fluffed their petals so that they would look the best. All of the lilies stood up tall so they would look the best. The mums beamed in the sunlight so that they would look the best. All the flowers were sure that the gardener would say they were the best. But the gardener only smiled and said,
"Look at all my pretty flowers."
The gardener took a basket and began to put the roses into it. The roses were sure they were special because they were picked first, but the lilies just laughed at the roses.
Ha ha, you are not pretty enough to stay in the garden.
Next, the gardener put some lilies in the basket, and the mums began to laugh.
Told you, we are the best because we are the only flowers left in the garden.
Finally, the gardener put the mums into the basket. Again, all the flowers began to fight over who was the best.
It's me. I am the best. I am the best. I'm telling you right now.
When the gardener got to the house, he began to put all of the beautiful flowers into a vase. First, he put the roses into the vase, remembering that they were the first flowers to bloom in the spring. Next, he put the lilies into the vase and thought how wonderful to see them every day when he walked in the garden. Finally, he put the mums into the vase. He was very excited to finally see the autumn flowers. He had been waiting all summer to see them. The gardener put the vase on the table and said,
"I have the prettiest bouquet of flowers. Alone, each flower is the best, but together they look perfect."
Suddenly, the flowers realized that all along, each one was the best that they could be. But it wasn't until the gardener made a bouquet of all of the flowers together that they became something special. At last, all the flowers were happy.
And we sing our children and program leaders into Kids Dig In. Faith, thank you so much for leading them today. And the words to our recessional song is in the order of worship.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
And this church is our church, and we support it in so many different ways through gifts of time and talent and treasure. For those of you that are able to offer a financial donation today, we thank you. You can give online. The way to do that is in the order of worship, or you can make a gift here in the room. The offering plate is about to come down the aisle. And if you're a first-time visitor, we ask that you let the offering plate pass you by. Our morning offering will now be gratefully received.
dreamers dream what worlds they please. Those Edens can't be found. The sweetest flowers, the fairest trees are grown in solid ground. We're neither pure nor wise nor good. We'll do the best we know. We'll build our house and chop our wood and make our garden grow and make our garden grow.
In a spirit of gratitude, we lift up all of those that are supporting today's worship service. Steve for running our live stream. I'd like to thank Roy for offering our chalice lighting words. Faith and Paula for being with the children's program. Barbara and Winnie and Tom for serving as greeters. Tom, our coffee and conversation host. Anyone who brought in treats for us to enjoy after worship, we thank you. I'd like to thank Rachel for creating this beautiful chancel art, the Board of Trustees for helping with our flower ceremony. I always am so appreciative of Malcolm on music, choir for lending us your voices, Throop players for making us laugh and ponder things, and Fillory for all of your administrative support. So in a spirit of gratitude and thanks, we share in the response to the offering, and that's in the order of worship. For the ministries of the church in our community, we bless our offering with love and hope. And each week, through our promise to our planet, we intentionally promise to protect the sacred and scarce resources of our planet Earth and to nurture the well-being of all life. And today we pause and take a moment to celebrate the precious resources that each of you offer to Throop. So many of you offer your generous gifts of time and talent to our Throop community. Your board of trustees and I, we appreciate all who bring their open minds, open hearts, helping hands, and loving spirits to support the ministries of this congregation. We come together as Throop to find a place of belonging, to deepen our spiritual lives, to find meaningful ways to live our values in the world. And you do this in so many different ways, each to your own ability and interest and desire. So on our altar, we have baskets of flowers that are arranged in the color of the rainbow. And each color of flower on the altar represents an area of care that you all give to our congregational life. And so for each area of care, Rachel and your board of trustees will invite people forward who contributed or volunteered time in that area to come forward and take a flower of whatever color they indicate for you to take. And then some of you volunteer in more than one area of church life. And for those of you who do, as your body allows, we invite you to stay up here at the chancel rather than move back and forth between the pews. And if your body is really feeling like you want to be more seated than standing today, there's room in the front pew if you would like to place yourself there. And so as you come forward with each of these areas of care, the congregation sings a song of thanks and praise. And Malcolm, will you lead us in that now so we can learn it?
Indeed. Would you repeat after me? From you I receive.
From you I receive.
To you
together we share.
And from this we live.
And from this we live.
All together.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Our Sunday morning worship is meant to connect us to each other and to our sense of the holy. Our Sunday experience is created and held by many hands. For those of you who care for our worship life, we thank you. If you are involved in any of the following worship-related teams, please come forward and take a purple or blue flower. Or if you need to raise a hand, you will receive a purple or blue flower from the board. Anyone involved in Kids Dig In, the children's program leaders, and volunteers. The choir, the musicians, the live stream technicians, the Throop players, the greeters and ushers, the worship associates and lay preachers, anyone working on visual arts or the altarscape, and anyone working on coffee and conversation hospitality. As they are getting their flowers, we'll sing them our thanks.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Some of our care for our congregation happens behind the scenes. These important volunteer roles and the hours they share support the health and well-being of our Throop community. There are so many ways that the infrastructure of our congregation is maintained: through the finances, by tending our historic building, supporting our lay leadership, and nurturing each other's emotional well-being. For those of you who care for our congregation in these ways, we thank you. If you're involved in any of the followed committees or teams, please come forward and take a yellow or orange flower, or raise a hand and you'll receive a yellow or orange flower from the board. Campus Caretaking Committee, Stewardship Committee, Endowment Committee, Finance Committee, Nominating Committee, Pastoral Care Ministry Team, and the Member Engagement Ministry Team. As they come forward to receive their flowers, we sing them our thanks.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from
As Unitarian Universalists, love for the world is at the heart of our theology, message, and practice. We believe that love becomes visible through our actions within the larger community. Our care for our wider community takes place outside the boundaries of our campus as we work to ensure that the inherent worth and dignity of every being is honored and respected. For those of you who care for our wider community, we thank you. If you are involved in any of the following teams, please come forward and take a red flower or raise a hand and you will receive a red flower from the Board of Trustees. The Social Justice Ministry Team, the Vote Forward letter writing campaigns, Pasadena 100 and climate change activism, Pasadena Environmental Advocates, Friends Indeed, the Fourth Sunday Sack Lunches, Making Housing and Community Happy, attending rallies, marches, and lobby visits to elected officials. As they come forward to receive their flowers, we sing them our thanks. Please remain up at the chancel.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
An important aspect of our care is our encouragement of spiritual growth and our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. As Unitarian Universalists, we have the gift of being able to pursue spiritual growth in many ways. For those of you who care for our mind, heart, body, spirit connection, we thank you. If you are involved in any of the following groups, please come forward and take a green or white flower, or raise a hand and you will receive a green or white flower from the board. Vegan Supper Club, book groups, Death Cafe, Learning Garden Committee, Listening and Storytelling Small Group, Gifts of Our Faith Sack Lunch Conversation, Social Hour, Zoom Happy Hour. As they come forward to receive their flowers, we sing them our thanks. And please remain up at the chancel.
I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. I do see some people in the pews that I know have participated in some of these. Totally fine if you don't want to come down and get a flower, but you can come and get one or raise your hand and a board member will bring it to you. And no, I'm not going to say your name out loud and embarrass you, but I am staring at some of you pointedly. Okay. And so for those of you that are still in the pews, we know that for some of you participating in worship on Sunday, being here faithfully or for the first time is the way that you tend to our Throop community life. It matters that you're here. And for some of you, you've been thinking about and wondering and maybe getting ready to explore avenues into greater involvement at Throop. And we invite all of you now to come down to the chancel and take a flower of any color of your choosing. And if you don't feel like moving down here, the board can take some flowers out to you. Your Board of Trustees has thanked you, and now on behalf of our congregation, I extend our thanks and gratitude to our Board of Trustees. Represented today are Marissa, Michael, and Roy. And we have special flowers to thank them. These are magical rainbow unicorn baby's breath of all different colors, representing how magical they are, and also that by serving on the board, they're overseeing and caring for every aspect of our Throop community life. And so please join me in our thanks to all that you have given this year, and we sing one more time, From You I Receive.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you, and you all can be gently reseated, and you can choose a new seat if you didn't like the one you started in. And as you get settled back into your pew, I'll invite you to take that teal hymnal out and turn to number 1019, Everything Possible. And since you have flowers, you can remain seated as we sing 1019 together.
We've cleared off the table, leftovers saved, washed the dishes and put them away.
The Unitarian flower ceremony was created by a Unitarian minister in Prague by the name of Norbert Čapek, and it was created in 1923. And at that time, the city of Prague was in great turmoil as they tried to recover from the devastation of World War I. And the people there were trying to rebuild their community. And Čapek was ministering to a people who were hurting because of all the devastation they had been through. And he knew that during such hard times that people needed to hear and feel a message of hope and care that would bind them together. He wondered, what could I create that would be meaningful for this diverse group of people that worship here? He wondered, what kind of ritual could he create that would not be steeped in a Catholicism that many of his congregants had left because they didn't trust that particular church structure anymore. And so Čapek looked to the beauty of nature for a solution. And he invited people in his congregation to bring in flowers. They could be flowers from their garden, flowers that they bought at a store. They could be twigs that they found along the side of the road on their way in to church. And for Čapek, all the different types and colors and fragrances of flowers, it symbolized the diversity of people that were there in his congregation. He said many different flowers, that's what makes a beautiful bouquet. And many different people make a beautiful community. All have value, all are important, all are welcome. Each flower in this room that you are holding is unique. It's unlike any other, just like you. These flowers represent the distinct contributions that each of you make in the world as you scatter your own seeds of hope and compassion and love and justice. Just think about this world that is so in need of those seeds that you are scattering. The world in our congregation wouldn't be the same without each and every one of you. So in a moment, and I hope you didn't get too attached to the flowers you chose, because in a moment I'm going to ask you to turn to people near you and to exchange flowers with them. And in passing our flowers to one another, we honor this covenanted community and we celebrate the differences among us. And as you exchange your flower with someone else, and you can exchange as many times as you want to, I encourage you to just gently look them in the eye and to say thank you. Your thank you honors your individual paths, your unique ways that you seek the connection with the divine, and your distinct way of bringing wholeness and holiness into the world. can offer your last thank you and smile and gratitude. And we end the flower ceremony with a prayer that was written by Dr. Chopek, which has been gently adapted. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask your blessing on these, your messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amidst diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to your holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts, and may we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do holy work in this world. May we continue to gather strength from one another, knowing that the spirit of love unites us, and may we endeavor for a more perfect, more peaceful, more grace-filled world. May the abundance of the summer season help us to continue to heal and bring peace to our earth. And we sing our closing hymn, number 346. Come sing a song with me. It's in the great hymnal. And I invite you to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow, number 346. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Place a hand on your heart and reach out to someone in the room or on the live stream. Our chalice is extinguished. We carry its light with us. Take that song of hope and love out into everything you do. I love you all. Go out and live the world. Amen and blessed be.